Once, it must have been the year 1989. A guy named Kolja lived here, but he wasn't doing well. Day in and day out, always the same chores.
So, my dears, now I'll walk you. Always remember, guys, if you have something that means something to you, never let it go. That applies to you too, Isolde. So, anyone still thirsty? And you, Richard? You're just as withered as I am. Us too. Always waiting our turn. Never making a fuss. Work in the morning, home in the evening. To hell with it. We're better than that. Yes, you too, Clara. What do you think? Who? Mirko? No, my disappearing housemate still hasn't reported back. His letter must be still in the mail. Sorry, the idea's just too funny for me. But don't worry, I'm not like Mirko. I won't abandon you. None of you is dying on my watch. Don't worry, my dears. I'll take care of you now. I believe in integrity and loyalty. I don't shirk my responsibilities, unlike some people. What the? I think I'm seeing ghosts. Eric, you little snitch. Did you see anything?
No, nothing here. Nothing at the window either.
Thank you, Eric. Oof, this place could do with some airing out. Did Mirko leave the window open when he left? Or was it me, last week? It wasn't a ghost after all. Something really did flutter in. A paper plane with writing on it. What is this? Airmail from the West? Hey, you there. Your orchid's head is hanging very low. So's yours. Do you maybe need some water? Or someone to talk to? Ah, there's a telephone number. And there's more. Greetings from the other side? They're asking if I need someone to talk to, Eric. Someone actually went through the trouble of throwing a paper aeroplane over the wall. Over the wall! Then it lands in the hands of the biggest loser east of the West.
Don't be so hard on yourself, comrade. At least you're reliable at consistently failing.
Oh, thank you. Very empathetic, Eric. There's a phone number here. Do you know what that means?
Based on the area code, this number is from the other side. In other words, a fascist number. Calling it would be an incredibly stupid idea.
Thanks for the assessment, Eric. Oh, I never knew there were so many ways to fold a piece of paper. I'm choosing this model. Looks like it's the easiest. Oh, what should I even write? Alright, let's see. Hello, mysterious stranger. Thank you for your letter. I'm afraid water alone won't be enough. At least, not for me. The orchid is not actually an orchid. It is in fact a toad lily. My old housemate left it behind along with me. No, I better leave out that part. Okay. Somehow, I now feel like I'm being watched. Who are you anyway? Best wishes, Kolja. Now make a fold here. Another one here. And kids are supposed to be able to do this? Because niece couldn't have done any better herself. Alright, I think that's it. Knowing my luck, no one's going to read it anyway. One side's turned out a bit wonky. I hope it doesn't affect the aerodynamics.
Don't even think about it, Kolja.
And how exactly are you going to stop me, Eric? Now, just to aim it correctly. There it goes. Woohoo! Just a little higher. Eric, you did it! You actually did it!
Dad, you've told the story already.
Oh, really? Let me think. There's more where that came from.
The telephone. That must be Esther.
Josef?
Esther?
I'm on my way now. Once I arrive, come down to the street when I sound my horn.
Must we? Really? I am old, Esther. And I do not feel like making such a long journey.
I know, Josef, but we have no other choice. Take your time. I will be waiting. Have you packed yet?
I really don't know what I should pack, Esther.
Do not worry, Josef. We made a list together, remember? It should be next to the telephone.
Yes, I have it here. Thank you, Esther. What would I do without you?
Pack your things. Until then, Josef.
Warm jacket, passport, lucky shoes, grandfather's pocket watch, razor, journal, and maybe my treasured camera. Where should I even begin? This little book holds the telephone numbers of my friends and acquaintances. So many of them have already left.
Ruhe! Ruhe da oben! Bringt man euch Dreckspack ein anständiges Laufen bei!
She cannot hear me. I've barely moved. Miss Hermann, she doesn't say hello anymore, but she's not above that sort of thing. Blonde Venus. The movie is no masterpiece, but La Dietrich wears a gorilla costume, which is something I certainly won't forget. A Woman of Paris. Everyone expected another comedy from Chaplin, and then he came out with this deep melodrama. Audiences weren't grateful, unfortunately, so I had to stop showing it much too early. Der Raubmord am Spandauer Schifffahrtskanal bei Berlin. One of the first movies that wanted to tell a story instead of just reflecting reality. Ariane, a Russian Girl by Claude Anet. The adventurous Ariane leads a wild life beyond virtue. Men fall at her feet. She meets Konstantin, and both of them try to stop falling in love with each other. Unsuccessfully, I can say that much. I always said to Esther, "Who? The telephone? Who could it be?" Hello? To whom am I speaking? Is anybody there? They just hung up. This has been happening for a few weeks now. Uncle Benjamin, with the twins. A shame we lost contact with each other. My parents on their wedding day. I am glad that they don't have to experience any of what's going on here. A young writer sent me this screenplay. I liked him, but the script was, well, never mind. It is terrible, but his passion for writing impressed me. I can't use any of this, unfortunately. I cannot do anything with this right now. The Trial by Franz Kafka. I once met Kafka at Askanischer Hofhotel, and I wanted him to sign my book. Well, it didn't seem like a good time. Sometimes it's better not to meet your idols. The Road Back by Erich Maria Remarque. Soldiers try to return home after the Great War. Luckily, I was already so old back then that I was spared any of that. Married Life by David Vogel. A writer falls for a femme fatale. The whole story takes place in Vienna, Austria. Very nice, but not essential. The Arrival of a Train at La Ciotat Station by the Lumières. Apparently viewers leapt out of their seats in fright as the train came toward them. Even if that isn't true, it was a good advertisement. was able to save the projector from the fire. I'd always hoped to repair it someday, that I could maybe make a fresh start. But some things just cannot be fixed, I guess. Die große Wette. This fantastic movie plays out in the distant future, the year 2000. It features the great Harry Peel as the Electric Man. What will the world look like in the year 2000? Am Abend. Oh, this movie is a little more risky, I must admit. Oh, look. I shouldn't forget this lovely item. There's even some film still left inside. Maybe I can take a picture with it? One last shot. What will I photograph? Wonderful. I'll develop the image once I've set up my laboratory somewhere. Workers leaving the Lumière factory in Lyon. This is the first movie by the Lumières, so I should keep it safe. Though honestly, this movie reel didn't sweep me off my feet. A trip to the moon. Thanks to Méliès, we could set foot on the moon for the very first time. What a sensational movie reel. My lucky shoes. Old shoes are always the most comfortable to wear, though they could do with some new soles. I'm taking my lucky shoes with me. I'm going to need some luck. The keys to the cinema are inside. I don't know why, but I don't want to leave them behind, even if there's no longer any door to come back to. Just a few items left. I have a distinguished Pinot Gris from 1928. It isn't kosher, though, but nobody needs to know. There's something funny about that clock. Lieschen and Esther pooled their money to give me this painting of the Oberbaum Bridge for my 50th birthday. I kept telling them they didn't have to get me anything. Plutonia by Vladimir Obruchev. I love Russian adventure novels. Hopefully, I'll also find some in France. This table was already in the apartment when I moved in. It will also remain here after I leave. I've always thought about all those who have sat here before me, and those who might sit here after me. My second home, before the fire. My first cinema ticket. It was Der Raubmord am Spandauer Schifffahrtskanal in 1896, the Edison Theater on Friedrichstraße. I knew straight away that that was the life for me. My father as a young man. Paris, cette. A little glass of wine here after the last screening, something I held sacred. The end of a good day. Esther, that must be her. Hopefully no one noticed. I'll be down soon, Esther. Give me a few more minutes. My dear mother. The oven has been out of commission ever since I have used it to store my highly flammable treasures. A landscape by a painter who was always sitting on the bridge. What became of him? I haven't seen him for a while. Metropolis. A vision of the future is something only movies can provide. This was shortly after its opening. Esther, Lieschen, and the boys from the block. Everybody pitched in. A tidy desk is a desk that isn't being worked at. I no longer have any idea what these keys unlock. But you don't throw keys away, so I've collected them here. The key fits. My old journal. I stopped writing in it after this entry. The most painful day of my life.
Dad? Dad?
Just a minute, sweetie.
I'm going downstairs. Okay?
Okay, I'll be right there. Only this one floorboard now. What have we got here? Lots of little glass pieces. That's strange. This should be redone. I'll leave this work by an unknown artist until the very end. Maybe Lily will help me with the paint. It's pretty rotten. I wouldn't even touch it with pliers. Some things are like a silent witness to the past. I'm done for today. Everything I find here kind of tells a story. I discovered this little paper plane behind some wallpaper. I'll just leave everything as it is until tomorrow. Time to call it a day.